I don't want to be awake, but I can't get back to sleep, so I'm gonna be awake for a little bit and then maybe I'll try to take a nap. I want to do this before I go downstairs. 20? It's already the 20th? Let's see. We got a little house. A little house. Good morning. How are you? Me too. So, we're doing a thing today because it's a really lazy day. Finally, I'm getting to do this. And, I used to not, I don't want to hear it, okay? I don't want to hear people being like, oh, how cliche, how whatever, or like, oh my god, of course, like, blah, blah, blah. Because I used to be that person. I used to be the person that was like, oh, It's a Wonderful Life is like overrated, like, it's an old movie, it's boring, blah, blah, blah. And then when I became an adult, and watched it all the way through as an adult, it wrecked my entire life, okay? So, I love this movie so much, and every time I watch it, I love it more, and I notice new things, so I'm ready to watch this and just cry and love it. So, and then after this, maybe we can watch like a happy, like Home Alone or something, but I really just want to watch this before Christmas. So, and today's like a super chill, lazy day because we've been so busy. Do not look up at the ghost. Also, for those who missed him, Gunna! Gunna's back. It's a Gunna. And Mariah told me today that she's never seen this movie all the way through, which is very exciting. Every time. Well. Did you like it?
Nope.
It's a silent. Like if you cry every time.
Oh.
Ooh, I can be Kona. Kona liked it. He said it was wonderful. Pun intended. So we watched a Hallmark Christmas movie called Holly and Ivy.
First half, 8 out of 10. Second half, 1 out of 10.
I was gonna be like -2 out of 10. Had us in the first half. It had Jeremy Jordan in it. Had some heavily gay vibes. And then it plummeted in the last 7 minutes. And now we're gonna take Kona to the dog park before it gets dark and just let him run around a little bit, and then we're gonna go back. And probably keep watching movies.
Yes.
Pretty wide. Pretty wide.
You're so cute. You're so pretty. You're pretty.
You're pretty. You're pretty. You're pretty. So basically, I saw this thing where it was a bunch of Christmas. It's a Christmas movie bracket or Christmas movie tournament, if you will. I'll hold it up closer, but it's pitting a bunch of Christmas movies against each other, and you keep doing it all the way until, you know, like March Madness or any of those things. Oh look, Mariah's on top of it. There you go. So the way I'm thinking is Eric, me, Mariah will all fill out our own, and then we'll show you guys without showing each other. And then we'll sit here and fight about the ultimate one between the three of us. I figured this could be really entertaining. So we are going to fill these out ourselves, and then we'll show you. And then we'll set up the cam for the good old fight. So, we've all filled ours out individually. I'm sure we've all come to different conclusions.
Almost.
And now we have a sheet where we're gonna argue. Y'all will get to be really angry about everything we've picked. So, do we want to all say what our final movie is? Or do we want to go bracket by bracket and start filling out?
I want to know what you guys put.
Okay.
The final one?
What's your final film?
Grinch 2000.
Ooh!
You know,
that was very
knew
close
it.
for me, too.
I knew it. Santa Claus my ass.
This is what happens when you put me on the spot. When I get time to think about it, yeah.
I
And those two actually came up against each other. Right.
And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I don't know.
And I was like, oh man, that is such a hard one.
For that one, it was The Grinch and White Christmas, and I was like, I don't know. And then I decided White Christmas, and
But in the end, I decided that Grinch just makes me laugh more, so
Yeah.
I stuck with that.
I
What's
said
your-
White Christmas.
Oh, very nice. Mine is Mickey's Christmas Carol.
Oh, I was actually surprised at your choice.
I'm also surprised, actually. But let's so we all ended up somewhere different. So let's see what happens when it's a group moment. So first, Christmas Vacation against Harold and Kumar.
I said Harold and Kumar.
I
Christmas
said
Vacation.
Christmas Vacation.
I don't think I've seen that. Is that the...
Yeah, it's the
National
Chevy Chase one.
Yeah.
National Lampoon.
So it definitely would not have one for me. I don't
Yeah.
like any of those movies.
Okay, well, should we do majority? Like
Yeah,
if majority agrees? Okay, so Vacation takes that. Prancer and Santa Claus is coming to town?
I said Santa Claus.
I also said Santa Claus.
I said Prancer.
I don't think I've seen Santa Claus. I don't think I've seen either of those. So.
I've seen pieces of Santa Claus is coming to town, but majority
Is
takes
Prancer
that.
new?
No.
No, that's an old one.
That's a...
It's like early 90s, late 80s-ish.
Okay, Frosty the Snowman versus Mixed Nuts.
Frosty.
Frosty,
Easy.
1000%. Okay, Bad Santa versus Claus. And I thought it was the new Claus.
Yeah, so no.
Oh, I
Klaus.
didn't realize that.
What'd you think it was?
I
The scary one?
I don't know what I thought it was, but I was like, I don't recognize that, so I went Bad Santa. But I would pick. No, I would have.
You change your answer?
It wouldn't
Yeah.
have ultimately changed because
Right.
I still would have chosen Frosty.
Alright,
over
and
it.
I picked Klaus. What did you pick? Klaus.
Klaus all the way.
Okay, agree. So great. Wow, look at us not fighting. Muppet Christmas Carol, Deck the Halls?
Yeah, so not bad.
Muppet.
Muppet, 100%. Muppet got far on my list. You would be proud. Scrooge versus Holiday Inn.
I
said
picked Scrooge because I haven't heard of Holiday Inn.
I also picked Scrooge. Look at us. Okay, Disney's Christmas Carol versus Jack Frost.
I said Jack Frost.
I said Disney, so let's do.
I said Disney's Christmas Carol.
Yeah. Die Hard versus Holiday Affair.
Die Hard.
I said Die Hard only because I don't know Holiday Affair. But I would completely disagree. Die Hard is not a Christmas movie.
Boo!
Fight me.
Oh, I'll fight you.
It's a
Christmas is
movie.
littered all over that movie. What is wrong with you people? Just because it's an action flick means it's not a Christmas movie? Give me a break.
Correct.
I think it's a Christmas movie. I'm on your side.
Thank you.
But to be fair, the only reason I say it's a Christmas movie is because it pisses so many people off. So, okay, Rudolph versus the Shop Around the Corner.
Rudolph.
Rudolph. Okay, Holiday versus Miracle on 34th.
I said Miracle on 34th.
I also said Miracle. You definitely said Holiday.
Yeah.
I definitely
It was
said
close. For me,
Holiday.
it was actually closer than I thought it was going to be, but I'm like, I just love that Miracle.
The 94 one?
To me, The Holiday is not a Christmas movie.
It's more of a holiday
It
movie.
takes place at Christmas.
Well, partially.
And the end is New Year's.
Like, to me, like, The Holiday, it's like, oh, I'm going on holiday, like, vacation.
Yeah, okay. Polar Express versus Family Stone.
Polar Express.
Yeah, 100%.
Polar Express got far for me.
It's a Wonderful Life versus While You Were Sleeping.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Miracle on 34th, 1947 versus Little Drummer Boy.
I said Miracle.
I said Miracle.
I said Miracle. So far, so good, guys. Scrooge versus the 2018 Grinch.
Scrooge.
I also put Scrooge.
I haven't even seen that Grinch.
I haven't seen the Grinch.
I have no desire
Carol
to see the
Ann
Grinch.
really loves that Grinch.
Who?
Carol Ann. Love Actually versus Four Christmases.
I've never seen either, so I just said Love Actually because I've heard of it.
I said Four Christmases.
I said Love Actually.
Because I've seen that one.
You haven't seen Love Actually? Elf versus Preacher's Wife.
I
Elf.
said Elf because I don't know the Preacher's Wife.
I also said Elf because I don't know the Preacher's Wife. Okay, let's go to the other side just so we can get the first tiers out of the way.
Do we have to?
Home Alone versus The Lemon Drop
Home Alone.
Kid. Yeah.
Easy.
Home Alone for sure. Okay. Jingle All the Way versus The Santa Claus 2.
I said Jingle All the Way.
I also said Jingle All the Way.
Have you not seen that?
Put the cookie down.
I have seen that, and I've seen it way too many times, and every time I've seen it, Arnold, he scares me, and he freaks me out, and he makes me a little uncomfortable. Which I know is the exact opposite for you, but I
actually haven't seen Jingle All the Way since I was a little kid, but I don't like the Santa Claus 2, so.
Every time I go home, it's on TV. Every time my dad's watching it, and I'm like,
Put the cookie down.
It's kind of sad because Phil Hartman's dead.
Yeah. Okay, Nightmare Before
Turbo
Christmas
Man.
versus Christmas with the Cranks.
Say that again.
I said Christmas with the Cranks.
Nightmare Before Christmas versus Christmas with the Cranks.
I said Nightmare.
I also said Nightmare.
That's a mistake. Christmas with the Cranks is hilarious.
2000.
Did you get it?
Yeah, I've only seen pieces of it. I wasn't a fan. Grinch 2000, so Jim Carrey's Grinch versus Santa Claus
Yes.
3. Grinch. Grinch? Everybody say
Oh,
Grinch?
100%.
Yeah. Santa Claus versus Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas. I'm gonna lose this.
I said Santa Claus.
Yeah.
But it was actually tougher than I thought it was going to be. Because I love Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas.
Alright, that's what I put. The Mickeys went up against each other in mine. A Christmas Carol 1984 versus A Chipmunk Christmas.
I said Christmas
Christmas
Carol.
I also said
I believe
Christmas
that's the
Carol.
one with George C. Scott, which is an excellent.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is it. Mickey's Christmas Carol versus Trading Places.
Mickey's Christmas.
It was tougher than I expected, but Mickey's Christmas Carol.
I also put Mickey's Christmas Carol, obviously. Home Alone 2 versus Babes in Toyland.
That was hard.
Home Alone 2.
I also put Home Alone 2, even though Donald Trump. Christmas Story versus Krampus.
I said Christmas Story.
Christmas Story.
I also put Christmas Story. Look at this. Okay, Christmas Chronicles versus Last Holiday.
Haven't seen either, but I said Chronicles.
I haven't seen the Chronicles, so I said Last Holiday.
I said Chronicles. It's a very entertaining movie. Gremlins versus Arthur Christmas.
Gremlins for me.
I haven't seen either, so I just picked Arthur Christmas.
I put Gremlins. Gremlins got kind of far on your list. I took a peek. Ernest Saves Christmas versus 'Twas the Night Before Christmas.
I said Ernest.
I said Twas the Night Before.
I said 'Twas because I haven't seen either.
No, I don't care.
White Christmas versus Mr. Magoo's Christmas Carol.
I said Mr. Magoo.
I said white.
Only because I grew up on it, so yeah.
A Charlie Brown Christmas versus Bad Santa 2.
Charlie Brown.
Charlie went up against the 1966 Grinch for me.
Rough.
Fred Claus versus The Year Without Santa Claus.
I said Year Without.
Claus, because I haven't seen Year Without.
I've seen Year Without. I said Year Without. Not I've seen. I said Year Without. Okay, the cartoon Grinch versus Jack Frost.
Cartoon Grinch.
Yes. Okay, now it's gonna get hard. Alright, so Christmas Vacation versus Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
I said Christmas Vacation.
Those were the two that went up against each other for you?
No, I went up against Prancer.
Okay, so so you say Christmas Vacation?
I
said
say
Santa Claus.
I think I also say Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Do you have a rebuttal?
no, not really.
Okay.
That's not the hill I'm gonna die on.
Okay. Frosty the Snowman versus Klaus?
Frosty.
I believe that was my matchup, and I said Klaus.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I say
I-
Frosty.
But come on, it's so much deeper with Klaus. What's wrong with you two? I get it, it's old school Frosty, it's kind of close to your heart, but if you're talking storytelling, it's gotta be Klaus.
You make points about the storytelling, I hear you. But Frosty's a freaking classic! You can't...
That's how I feel. It's a classic.
I'm
can't-
outvoted, but, you know, I made my point.
You can't disrespect Frosty like this.
I'm not disrespecting Frosty, I'm respecting Klaus.
That's a good spin. Okay, Muppet versus Scrooge?
I say Muppets.
I say Scrooge.
No, it's Scrooge, not Scrooged. So it's the 1951 Scrooge.
51.
Yeah. Scrooge is over here.
No,
No,
it's
it's
down
down
here.
here.
I still say Scrooge.
I say Muppet. Are you going to argue? Is that the hill you choose? Have you seen the 1951 Scrooge?
Yeah.
Oh, have you? I've never. So I can't really argue.
Well, it's in black and white, I'm pretty sure.
Classic. We love that.
It's the classic story. I mean,
I love all of us just blatantly not fighting.
I mean, to me, I'm not a Muppets fan. I'm just not.
I was also not a Muppet fan.
So
Disney's this EDME thing started
So-
to help with that.
Muppets are just
A no for you?
they belong in
The closet?
closet or the trash.
In the trash, she says. Oh, I'm fighting words.
I'm sorry,
All right,
Eric.
well,
I know you really like the Muppets.
Outvoted.
The old Muppets, the new Muppets suck.
Okay, Disney's Christmas Carol versus Die Hard.
Die Hard.
I say Disney's Christmas Carol.
I think I also say Disney's Christmas Carol. I believe Die Hard is a Christmas movie, and I do like Die Hard, but I like
Die
Disney's
Hard's just
Christmas
a
Carol.
better movie, period. But whatever.
I hear you, but Disney's Christmas Carol is good. Like,
How
people
many Christmas
really
carols
hate that
do we,
movie.
How many Christmas carols do we need in this countdown?
All of them.
It's a good story for a reason. Although Charles Dickens needs to calm down, but Die Hard is good. Yippee-ki-yay. Outvoted, Eric. Sorry. Rudolph versus Miracle on 34th Street, 1994.
Rudolph.
Yeah, 100%. I love our loyalty to Rudolph right now. Polar Express versus It's a Wonderful Life.
This was so hard because that was what it was for me too when I was.
That's what it was for me.
I said It's a Wonderful Life.
I said Polar Express
I said It's a Wonderful Life.
because I think it's more like Christmassy and like it holds more of the spirit of Christmas than I think It's a Wonderful Life does.
Mariah watched It's a Wonderful Life for the first time all the way through today.
Yeah. To me, It's a Wonderful Life is not really a Christmas movie.
Okay.
Takes place on Christmas, but it's not centered around Christmas. you mean?
Exactly.
I get that. I hear that
And
argument.
it does have like sort of like the undertones of Christmas like ideas and themes in it, but to me Polar Express is far more like obvious Christmas and like holds that spirit of Christmas of like believing in Santa and the elves and the bell, you know, and so that's why for me
I'm hearing you. Hard, because It's a Wonderful Life was up against Mickey's Christmas Carol. You might have convinced me.
Ooh!
But I need everyone to know It's a Wonderful Life is easily, like, give me another day, it's my top movie.
Like, I'm not arguing, like, I think It's a Wonderful Life is a better movie than Polar Express. But if we're talking Christmas movie...
I hit you won me. The argument, you got it.
Polar
Okay,
Express.
Miracle on 34th, 1947 versus Scrooged.
Scrooge.
Okay. Fair enough. I accept. I have no argument.
Scrooge got very far for me.
Love Actually versus Elf.
Love Actually.
Sure.
He's never seen it.
I'm not picking a battle with Elf because I don't like that movie that much.
Yeah.
I hate that movie.
Okay, Home Alone versus Jingle All the Way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nightmare Before Christmas versus Grinch 2000. Grinch.
That was also my
Yes.
my bracket.
Grinch went up against Home Alone. That was hard.
Yeah, that was very hard.
The Santa Claus versus A Christmas Carol 1984.
Santa Claus.
Then it
It's a classic!
was. It is.
I hate it now. Mickey's Christmas Carol versus Home Alone 2.
Why'd you say Carol?
Oh, you picked Santa Claus.
Did you try to sneak that in?
No, I genuinely did not try to sneak that in. I'm genuinely serious.
Uh-huh.
I think it's because I was reading. Okay, so Mickey's Christmas Carol versus Home Alone 2.
Mickey.
Yeah, right. That's fine.
A Christmas Story versus Christmas Chronicles.
Christmas Story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gremlins versus 'Twas the Night Before Christmas.
Gremlins.
Alright.
Oh, I would pick 'Twas the Night. But because I've never seen either.
Yeah, I've never seen it. Sure, Eric, you can win that one.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm cool with that.
I don't like taking forfeits.
White Christmas versus Charlie Brown.
Charlie Brown.
Charlie Brown. It was your winner. How's it feel? My wonderful Christmas, wonderful life. And Mickey's Christmas. Do you want to argue?
Oh my gosh! Oh. I mean, that's also what went up for me, but I guess you guys are obviously more Charlie Brown fans, so...
I didn't see White Christmas until maybe last year.
Right, and we grew up watching White Christmas.
We grew up with Charlie Brown.
So, I'm kind of outnumbered here. I'm not going to convince you.
That's probably true. Wow,
But White Christmas is superior.
It's probably a better movie. Here, Year Without Santa Claus versus 1966 Grinch. Yeah, absolutely. Agreed. Alright, here we go. Santa Claus is Coming to Town versus Frosty.
Frosty.
Muppet versus Disney's Christmas Carol.
Muppet.
Disney Christmas Carol.
I say Muppet.
Again, they belong in the trash. They're free.
Again, you are wrong.
Eric loves Muppet Christmas Carol.
I love a lot of Muppet movies, but
Treasure Island. Rudolph versus Polar Express.
Rudolph.
Polar Express.
I think I say Rudolph. Rudolph is super Christmassy.
Yeah, but I don't know.
It's old.
I think it's better. I think Polar Express is better. It has better storyline. It has better everything. So.
Scrooged versus Love Actually.
So you just had your reverse Klaus moment that I did?
What?
You just did Klaus like I did.
Yes.
Scrooged versus Love Actually.
Scrooged.
Okey-doke. Spoiler alert, Jess has never seen Scrooged. It's alright. Home Alone versus 2000 Grinch.
2000 Grinch.
I agree. I said that.
I accept. It was a really hard choice for me. I did pick Home Alone. Only because probably I want to watch it. And I've already seen Grinch this year, so I was like, I want to watch Home Alone so bad.
Oh, I have not seen Grinch this year.
We watched it while baking. To be fair, in pieces. To be fair, in pieces, so I would watch it again. Okay, the Santa Claus versus Mickey's Christmas Carol.
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus.
Fight us.
Mickey's Christmas Carol, first of all, was the first time, wait, I know everything about this movie, it's 1982, it was the first time that it was Wayne Allwine as Mickey, first time it was, what's the dude's name, Alex? I don't know, as Scrooge, and it was 30 minutes, it was the first time they really did like a 30-minute feature kind of short Mickey moment.
But at the same time, it was 30 minutes, so it was kind of a Cliff Notes version of A Christmas Carol.
But that's why it's the best version. They said, Charles Dickens, you run on too long. We're going to make it the best Christmas Carol adaptation possible in 30 freaking minutes. And Goofy is, come on, Goofy's Bob Marley. It's so good. Makes me cry every time with little Timmy. Tiny Tim, come on. When the giant opens the roof and the girl
Okay,
screams.
but you really think Santa Claus is gonna beat Grinch?
No. Christmas Story versus Gremlins. Christmas Story.
Gremlins.
I've never seen Gremlins. What's the argument?
It's one of those rare movies where it can be endearing, but also a horror movie. It's scary, but if you follow the story, there's actually a lot of layers to it. You know, the gremlins themselves are terrifying, because, but there's a great... Hey, that's what we...
Peel the onion.
Yeah.
That's what you did at school?
That's exactly
That's what we did at school.
Yeah, and the thing was, there's a whole lore behind them, which is hard to establish, you know, in a Christmas movie, aside from the obvious lores like, you know, Santa and whatnot, but every character is well explored, they have backstories, there's comedy bits in it, so it's a good mixture, in my opinion, but I understand why you're going with it.
Nah, I've never seen it, so you can't really convince me. I don't think so. A Christmas Story.
I'd be open to watching it though. That sounds interesting.
I have always been open to watching it, but I think for some reason from childhood I've just always associated Gremlins with Chucky, and so
Probably
and
came
Chucky
out around the same time.
scarred me, so it's a hard pass. Okay, Charlie Brown versus 1966 Grinch.
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 Rick, that was hard for you.
Are we gonna have Grinch against Grinch?
If we're not careful.
Oh, we probably are.
Frick!
Frosty versus Muppet.
Frosty.
Frosty. Wow, across the board.
Let's
Can't
go
believe
to
how far
Wendy's.
Frosty got.
What?
He said, let's go to Wendy's.
Rudolph versus Scrooge.
Rudolph for me.
Oh, dang. Classic Grinch.
Wow, that's an easy choice for me. Grinch versus Santa Claus.
Grinch.
Grinch.
Grinch versus A Christmas Story.
Grinch.
Oh no! Okay, Frosty versus Rudolph.
Frosty.
Rudolph.
Rudolph.
I knew you would say that. I
Um,
don't like Rudolph as much.
I get that.
I think it's creepy.
I get that. I totally understand that. Grinch versus Grinch.
2000.
Grinch.
I think I have to agree. I love the cartoon Grinch, though. I watched that obviously
Don't get
way
me
more
wrong,
when I
I
was
love
young
that.
because it didn't. The
I
other
love
one
that
didn't come
special.
out.
It's what started it all, but I think the 2000s is just funnier.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, Rudolph versus Grinch.
Grinch.
I say Grinch.
I say Grinch.
But
Eric
also,
says, look,
I am just gonna say this is a little unfair because they're siblings and they grew up with a lot of the same
I know.
movies.
No, I mean,
oh my god, no way!
Oh my gosh.
That's insane! Crazy. I don't even think I picked Muppet over Frosty. And then this time I picked Frosty over Muppet. That's hysterical. See, this is what I mean. Give it 5 minutes, I'll change my mind. It's a Wonderful Life was my final. It's Mickey's Christmas Carol. And the only reason Mickey's Christmas Carol won is because of its nostalgia and sentimentality. Alright, so guys, turns out the 2000 Grinch is the best Christmas movie.
because it is.
Yeah, but you get a different group together and there would be a different answer.
Oh, 100%.
Blasphemy.
Also, it was hard because there were 3 of us, so it was easy to outvote someone.
Right.
So we really need to do it with an even number of people.
Yeah.
Because then it'd probably come to like throwdowns and compromises. Eric's like, I won! I won! Here, I'll go hold up the final one even though they just heard all of it.
Night-night, Vlogmas. Day. Today.
Night-night, Vlogmas. Night-night, Vlogmas. That's it, guys, for Vlogmas Day 20. We really needed just a day to do nothing. I've been really exhausted. So, that's it. Buy Vlogmas merch. You only have till Christmas to do that. So please do that. Okay. Good night. See you tomorrow. Home Alone. Home Alone.
Come alone while I do laundry.
Home Alone.